All right, good day, mates. I want to start out, this is going to be a Nansen video, by the way. It has been requested in the last few videos. It seems like y'all enjoy that kind of content, but I try to spread it across Moni and talking about markets and that sort of thing. So let me just get some of this out of the way at the beginning. As far as the market goes, and before I say any of this, let me say that none of this is financial advice, and past performance is not indicative of future results. They require us to say that now, so I'm going to say it. I don't want to get in trouble with the SEC, so there's that. Now it's been said. So as far as the markets go, I'm not going to be like all these people on YouTube that get you to click because of fear. I will never do that to you. They use your emotions against you. Understand that. So if you see anybody posting right now saying, we're crashing or we're going to zero or anything like that, typically they're just trying to get you to click, and then they're going to, later in the video, they're going to say, well, the market could go up. Well, I'm going to show you what I think is going to happen exactly. But again, not financial advice. So this is just what I'm watching, the area that I'm watching for. I am still holding many alts. Through this, I did call this dip before it happened. I wasn't 100% sure. I did take some profits, so I have some cash on the side. But I wanted to hold some of my alts just in case, that it kept going, because we are in a bull market. So what I'm looking for, and I'm not going to show you the historical chart, I've showed it in previous videos, but what I'm looking for is about a 15% dip, maybe as much as 20. If it went 20, I've got 15 marked right there, but if it went 20, it could go as low as, what is that, 85K or something. So I'm thinking it's probably going to hold in this box, right around 88K average, but we'll see. And then what I'm looking for is probably dipping into this new moon to the end of the month here. And then we would have the next move up would begin by the next full moon. So sometime between here, probably, it could happen like 5 days before this date right here. So what would that be, the 7th? Yeah. So as early as the 7th of January, I think we could find that bottom and be moving back up. So we'll see. I mean, nobody knows what the future is going to hold, but I'm trying to give you an idea of what I'm looking at. And as this happens, I'm going to try to accumulate some more tokens. In our Discord, we do go over some of these long-term plays that, are higher conviction for us. So, if you're interested in that, the Discord link's below. All right, let's see. What else do I want to tell you? Okay, here Moni posted a video, or reposted a video that I did. And I just wanted to show something. Hang on, sorry, let me find it here. All right, here it is right here. So Moni posted, kick off your Christmas week with a video from Bike for Sale, R Smart, on how to spot early potential alphas with Moni Discover. And what they mean by saying my smart is, this thing bugged, but they consider me a smart account as well. This is a Moni Smart Money extension that really helps out. Sometimes you got to refresh it, though. It'll bug out on you. So I've got 29 smart accounts following me, which isn't a whole lot. But, my score is going to go up as I get more smarts or as I get more followers. And by the way, click the like button below, click the subscribe, so you can be alerted to new videos in the future. I don't usually say that, which I don't really care, You're going to find my content or you're not going to. I don't really care if the account grows or not. But, if it's something that you enjoy seeing, or if you want to comment about things that you want me to show you, then, just let me know in the comments below there. So let's see, let's go back and let me show you this. And so in the video, I'm going to show you where I talked about a token called PAPERCLIPS. And I'm going to play you a clip here. Let me turn off my music first so you don't get that in the background. Okay, so I'm going to share the audio here. And here is the clip where I talked about it. I'm going to go quick through this. I'm going to skip through some of it just so you can see what the chart was doing beforehand, and I'm going to show you what happened after. This was a video from 4 days ago.
Searching to see when PAPERCLIPS showed up first for us. It looks like
was yesterday at 8 p.m. And then we got another signal here that coincided with our app, our bot, that tells us when we got a match here. So what is this, 8:10? And if we go over here to the chart, let's just see what it did, because actually I didn't even look at this one. Okay, yesterday, 8:10. Sometimes these work out, sometimes they can make us a lot of money, and sometimes they don't play out very well. So we'll just look at it here and see. 8 o'clock would be 20, yeah, so it looks like it was dipping about the time that the signal came in. And so I don't know exactly where this would have been, but somewhere in here maybe. So about 3x, not too bad. And we do tell people in our group to take profits, but or at least take initial action. But also look at the look at the X as well, just see what the Twitter looks like. If it kind of follows the narrative for a meme coin currently, if it's funny, or there's a lot of different ways you can look at it. It's like agent electronic. Let's see here. Yeah, so money scores okay. You can see who followed here. Like there's Bitman. There's this is another good one, Degen Hardy. And you can actually sort by date. Like if this was something that was an older token, you can sort and you can come back and see and say, okay, look how early this person found it. Chart. Yeah, I mean, it had an initial push. I guess you could call it sideways, another push, and now it's sideways. So. Okay, so you can see there that what I was talking about in that clip was that, it showed up, excuse me, it showed up on Money because there was a Smart X account that I was following. And so I was looking at a place to re-enter, which was this area. And so now here's what PAPERCLIPS did. Yeah, right here. So this is where I was talking about it. It was kind of in this range, and I wouldn't be interested in it unless it got back above this line. So if you bought at that line when on the breakout, you would have made about a 5x on it within an hour, really. So, lucky timing maybe, I don't know. But it just goes to show that you can use smart followers or smart money either way. So if you like researching smart money with Nansen, then that's one way. Or if you like researching socials with Moni, that's the other way. And I do have discounts. There are special discounts going on right now for both into the end of the year. So, if you want to take advantage of that, those links will be down below. All right, so now that we're done with that, let's get into Nansen. I believe I'm ready to move into that. Let me just verify something here. Yeah, okay. All right, so what we're gonna do today, and y'all have to guide me on stuff like this. I mean, somebody was asking me to do a Nansen video, and I asked them, what do you want to see specifically? And they never responded back. So I'm just going to kind of go through what I think you might want to see and look at it from a couple different angles, from like short-term Degen plays versus somebody that might be looking for, long-term plays that they want to accumulate. So let's start with the short-term Degen. And I will timestamp this if you want to skip ahead. If you don't want to watch the short-term stuff and only watch the long-term, I'll timestamp that for you. So I haven't looked at any of this. This is the first time I'm looking at it for today. Nansen has some really nice features now, and they're consistently upgrading things. So currently what we have here, and let me get out of this. So here's the view looking at all tokens. This is all market cap. Over the last hour, the inflows that smart money is accumulating for these. Now, some people have asked me before, well, that's your true inflow. That's not your net flow. And that's true. But what you can do, actually on the, I think on the custom view, you can actually look at it this way. There's a filter that you can use. Yeah, here's net flow. So minimum net flow might be, I don't know, $1,000. And what net flow, what you're looking for is, you're looking for inflows versus outflows, and you want to see a positive inflow. And so these are the three that are currently showing up that have this filter. But if we go back to here and just see what tokens have the most interest in smart money right now, the ones that smart money wants to accumulate, this is what that view would look like. Hive is actually one we saw in our Discord group, and we made some money off of. I won't go into that though. I'm going to show you everything on Nansen here instead of getting into the Discord stuff. So, inflow versus FDV is another thing you can look at. I mean, this number's higher than this number. That means people are accumulating this one, and price goes up when people accumulate, right? But let's find one that's like a negative. Let's see, is this one going up? Well, it won't show on that one. Okay. I'm trying to find a negative correlation here. Yeah, so see how Bless right here, which is another one that we found in our Discord because of our alert bot, but notice how the inflow to FDV and the outflow to FDV is about equal, and then price is pretty much just going sideways, right? It's down a little bit, but That's how you would know if there's a lot of money coming in or not. Kevin is kind of sideways too, but the amount of money coming in versus going out is actually up by a decent amount. So that could indicate that it might move up soon. So let's see, let's look at the last 30 days, because this would kind of help you see the wider view of what smart money has been accumulating over the last 30 days. Of course, some of this included the pump that we had, and then things started rolling over. So maybe this is not the best. Let's look at 7 days ago. So things have been rolling over since then. SWARMS we actually hit for like 100x, or was it a 200x move? I can't remember. We found this in our Discord before it moved up. But there's a lot of interesting things you can see here, like number of smart money traders, amount of volume, liquidity. Yeah, so volume's very important. We know that. So say, for example, if we just wanted to look at tokens that had a high amount of volume, then YNE has the most volume right now, and you can see that it's pumping because of that. I mean, 8,000 on 5 minutes is not a whole lot, and what you're seeing here is the effect of holidays coming up, basically. I mean, this week is probably going to be low volume for the most part, but this shows you here with YNE that there doesn't always have to be a large amount of inflow, right? Volume's pretty important too. So over the last 24 hours, it's up 18%. Not that big of a deal, but this is how you go about researching these things, right? Last hour, let's see what has the most volume last hour. Fartcoin, it's a pretty big market cap, so I don't know that it can move it much. 730 million. I'm not interested in tokens that have gone up that much already. I want to find something, if I'm looking for a short-term play, that's between, I don't know, something like 100K to 1 million. If you can find something in that range that doesn't have a lot of bundles, that the token creator didn't snipe a bunch of the token supply with the intent of dumping. Sometimes token creators will snipe a lot of the token supply, but if it's a legit project, it could mean that just because they have a lot of supply doesn't mean much. As long as they don't dump on you, that's the main thing, but nobody can know that, right? So as long as they hold on for a while, you can make some money off these tokens, even if it is that way. So let's see, CAN is one that showed up in our Discord just recently. One thing you would want to look at for sure in this case is, which CAN has quickly fallen off the list here because it had its initial pump and now it's coming down. But this is one of those lower market cap that I was talking about. You'd want to click in and look at smart money and see what they're doing. And so you've got some, if it has a zero balance here, a zero value, it means these accounts have already sold, like they've taken all their profits. So there's not a whole lot of interest in it anymore. This person's still holding, thinking it can go up. And this is a wallet that I track, by the way. So, it is possible, and we can click in and see when they bought it here. I mean, it just needs more eyes is the main thing, and you'll hear me say that a lot. But this person's currently down, 59% on part of it, and then they bought some more, and now they're down 19% on that. So they hold a significant amount. It's possible they're an insider and that they know that the price is going to go back up because they know the token creator, or maybe they are the token creator, we don't know. You can click in on some of these wallets and look at their P&L. I mean, 75% win rate's pretty high, right? You have to figure that there's a possibility that this person just knows people that are making tokens, right? So what you could do is you could go in and say, okay, I'm going to look at their P&L, and I'm going to look at the last, you could go as low as 7 days. I'm going to look at their realized profit versus unrealized. We're seeing a lot of big gains here. I mean, it is possible they're just a good trader, but usually when you're seeing huge returns like this, they generally either follow somebody that gets in plays early, or which that person, of course, that they follow would know somebody that creates tokens. There's groups like this, right? There's little groups, little pockets of people that they know other people that create tokens, and they get insider information. And that's how they have, look at this, 94% win rate over the last 30 days. They made 893,000 on ARC. you can click in on Wallet Profiler for token and see where they got in. I'm not going to worry about Pengu because it's a really high market cap. But we can look at things like yes or no. I think that's the yes or no token, maybe. We got into that one as well. Anyway, let's just look at a few of these and see where they got in at. Yeah, so see right there, they bought a ton early, a lot of conviction, and then they sold as it went up. So it's a very good wallet regardless, however they get their information. Here's another one they got in early. Another one they got in early. So there is a possibility that this is an insider wallet, but you'd never know that for sure. All right, let's go back. So we were talking about the CAN holding. I think I've got CAN up here on a chart, yeah. So what I look for on this, just really briefly, is sometimes I'll add the Bollinger Band on a 5-minute chart. Sometimes I'll add the MACD on a 5-minute chart. And if you get a cross up on a MACD, or cross up is entry, cross down is exit, or if you get a cross up of the midline here on the Bollinger Band, that's an entry, cross down is an exit. So what this does is it limits the risk that you're experiencing. I mean, if you get a quick dump, there's nothing that can save you from that. But this looks like normal price action to me, and this one could recover. Let me turn off Bollinger Band here for a second. So what would I do here? And we're just going to look at the chart. Let me take this off of there. So what I would be looking for is 100K as a support level. Something around 400 to 500K is usually, I think about right here maybe. 400 to 500K, maybe even 300K is usually another support area as it comes down. And then 1 million is always going to be an area that, it's a significant area that, and actually you could connect these little wicks here, but it's a significant area where people are like, if it gets under 1 million, I'm not buying this thing, but if it gets back above 1 million, I'm buying it. So this is what I would watch for. If you feel like this coin could recover, and it looks like it might come down to 100K, you would want to watch your MACD to see if it turned up. And this looks like a bullish divergence to me currently right here, because you've got a thick MACD here on the histogram, and then you've got a really shallow one. So it's not always going to work. But sometimes when that happens, while price is coming down, it's a bullish divergence. So you could enter this one as an example, not financial advice on this, I'm just giving you an example. You could enter here even before the MACD turns up, but it's not guaranteed. I mean, it could be a quick win for you. In fact, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and paste this into my Telegram bot just to buy some here so I can come back and look at it and see if it worked out. So let's see here. Let me get back to this. So in this case, and I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this because this is more, more looking at indicators and stuff like that. What we want to look at is smart money in this video. But this is one thing I would look at. I'd look at bundles, which you can look at, if we were to paste this into this Trench Radar bundle viewer, and we just see how much bundles there are and how much they still hold, which is important, right? If the token holder or the token creator is holding a lot still, I don't know if this thing's actually going to load. I may have to bring it up on a different, anyway, maybe their site's down. Anyway, if they're still holding, what is it saying? That's weird. Okay, let's try it again. Anyway, if they're holding a lot, then they could dump on you, right? They could keep price suppressed at the very least. So let's see if this bubble map's going to show up for us this time. And if not, I'll use a different one. I've got a different, like a backup one I can use. Yeah, I guess it's not going to load, is it? give it a few seconds more. Their site may be down. Oh, you know what? It's not bringing it up on. It's not even bringing it up on my backup one. Okay, their system must be down or something, so we'll skip that for now. So yeah, just getting back to the chart itself, you know, what you'd want to watch for is these support areas, and they're also resistance areas going back up, right? So, you know, if you want to wait until this gets back above 400K, that's fine. We talked about that with PAPERCLIPS a minute ago, right? Now, if this thing gets under 100K, I probably wouldn't be interested in it because it's likely that the project is just done. I mean, there's a chance some of them could be revived still, but it might take many days. So anyway, yeah, we don't know what's going to happen with this one. Maybe at the end of the video, I'll come back and look at it and we'll see what it says. All right, where are we at? So let's talk about Nansen some more. Yeah, so finding out how many smart money wallets you have, you know, that are currently buying is important as well. So here's the who bought area. You can see what smart money bought over the last 24 hours. And then down here are live DEX trades. You can either look at all wallets purchasing, or you can look at just smart money. So we can see the last two transactions were sells. So there's currently selling pressure on it. Yeah, so there's like 6 sells to 6 buys currently. So, you know, it could be turning around, but you'd probably feel a lot better about getting into it if you saw, you know, this live DEX trades show a buy soon. You know, we would want to see some smart money starting to buy it again. And we can also, well, I don't want to get into Moni, but because this is about Nansen, but we could also look at Moni by going to the, where's the thing out here? Going to their Twitter, and always go to the Twitter anyway and just see, you know, are they active? Does the contract address match on the official Twitter to what I'm, you know, looking at? It does have 5 smart followers on Moni currently, so that's a good sign. If you saw that going up, then that would mean that, you know, price is probably going up as well. All right, so let's get into, let me see. This must be a new one that just popped up, Daruma. It's got a lot of inflow coming in. And you can go down to like a 5-minute chart and see if it shows up again. Yeah, there it is right there. It's actually showing it's down 31% over the last 5 minutes, but it has some flows coming in. So this is the way that you would do this. You could sort by, you know, micro caps, large caps. You know, micro caps is anything under $1 million, which is really what I'm interested in. But you could also look at small caps because, you know, maybe these have had their initial pump and they're starting to come back down. Oh, that bundle thing just showed up for me. Okay, let me show you here. So let me see if you can see this. Yeah, okay. So total bundles 5, total tokens bundled 386 million. So currently, let's see, they spent about 45 SOL. They currently hold 4.7% of all tokens. So that's really not that much. If it's under 7%, you know, that's fine. That means they've sold off most of their position. So now we're seeing that this bullish divergence seems to be working out. Maybe, you know, we don't know for sure yet because it's going to have some resistance coming back up here at 450K. But if this works out, you know, even if it just gets back up to the previous resistance, you'd make like a 2 or 3x, something like that. But we just don't know yet. You know, this is very important for it to get above this line. If it gets above that one, it has to tackle this line. And this is going to be a lot of resistance coming back up, more than likely. Because you have to imagine, you know, there's a lot of supply up here. There's probably some people that got trapped here thinking it was ready to go back up. So they bought here, and now they're holders, they're bag holders. And now when it gets back up here, they're going to be like, well, I'm just going to get out. You know, I don't want to hold this any longer because I don't think it can go back up. And they just want to move on to the next play. So that's the way you have to think about this. When you see an area that was once support that turns resistance now on the way back up, there's a lot of people that are bag holders here. All right, that's just some theory as far as, you know, thinking about taking profits in certain areas and stuff like that. But currently this is a buy signal on MACD. It's turning up. Doesn't mean that it's definitely going to go up, though. It could turn right back down. This is still bearish because you're under the midline right here. And then if you bring up your Bollinger Band, it's actually not above the Bollinger Band yet. So you can see sometimes you'll get a signal on MACD before Bollinger Band. Excuse me. So if you want to play it safe, then you would wait for it to get above this little orange midline on Bollinger Band. Okay, let me see, what else do I want to show you here? So another thing we can do is we can go to signals. And actually, before I do that, let me make sure of something. Oh, yeah, so you can actually see, I'm going to show you live trades. I think that's here somewhere, isn't it? They still have that here. I mean, it really depends on what you want to look at. Give me 1 second here. They've moved some things around. I think it is this one. Yeah. Okay, so this is like minute by minute, second by second, what smart money is buying and selling. So you can see here, anytime you see a contract address like this, that means that it's a brand new token and you can't see it yet. So somebody traded 3 SOL for this token. I mean, you can't see the name of it's what I meant. You can't actually click into it. So what I would do in this case, and we'll see how many smart money's buying it. We've got a couple that have bought it. I'll copy it. I'll go to GMGN or Deck Screener, either one, and I'll paste it in here. It's called WM. Oh, okay. It hasn't bonded yet. You know, it hasn't gone to radium yet. It's still in pump fund. So these are a lot more risky. I'd be careful with these. I don't even think I want to look at it, to be honest with you. I prefer to let them bond first and get out of pump fund. You know, it's really, you can lose a lot of money, you know, getting ones that are still in pump fund like that. So let's see. Yeah, I mean, this is minute by minute. So this is what you would be looking at if you want to see. I mean, there's a lot of different things you can do here too, right? You can just look at microcaps. Here's somebody buying that Daruma coin. I mean, look how many people are buying Daruma here. And you're getting to see this in real time. So, you know, you may want to take advantage of that Nansen discount. You know, I got the link below. You know, this live trade may be exactly what you're looking for short-term plays. It can get you in plays very early. And you can tag wallets. Like I've got certain wallets tagged here that might give you more conviction because they're jumping into them, right? Is this the one we just looked at? Let's see what the name of this one is. Yeah, WM, okay. All right, so here's another view we can look at. You can see what smart money is currently DCAing into, you know, what they're continuing to add to their holds. Let's see, we can look at smart traders because they, actually smart and 180-day traders, they tend to hold longer. Let's just see if we can find anything here. So now I'm getting into the long-term view. We've looked at the short term. Now let's look at how to find long-term signals or alerts that might be actionable for you. And that's really what Nansen is all about for me. And even Moni in the same way, is that I'm trying to find something that's going to filter for the actionable plays, you know, the ones that the best wallets out there or the best X accounts are interested in purchasing currently. Why do I want to go out there and just try to find a token that there's nothing going on? You know, I need to find volume. So this is very similar to a volume screener, except you're screening or filtering for interest, you know, smart money interest. So let's see here. I wonder what we can filter for deposit value. So we can look at how much we can sort it by how much they spent. We'll do like minimum $1,000. And let's see, this is sorted by time. So we've got one active here currently where somebody traded GOAT for Fartcoin. Actually, they did it 2 times. And here's, they're closing out this position for Burnt and Scout. So these two, as you can see, are 2 people that we track on our Discord that do short-term trades. And they took profits on Scout and Burnt, and we found these alerts in our Discord for both of these. Scout was a 33x move, which, by the way, while I'm thinking about that, we have a new bot that's been running for about 5 weeks or 5 days now, and it has been very profitable. It's going to still have some losers, of course, but we've got multiple winners like 17x, all the green ones here, 32x, 110x. Here's a roughly 40x, 210x, and there's a bunch of other ones that are like 10x, 2, 3. This is just a small handful of them, but it's been very effective for us so far. And this is how powerful things can be when you use Nansen and Moni together, or just using them individually too. You can find people to track that are trading the same type of tokens that you're doing. So it's either like long-term plays or short-term plays. You just find those wallets or those X accounts that help you find those. So let's see, it looks like this may be the same. Yeah, so this is the same wallet as accumulating SHOGGOTH. And we can look in here and see, why would they be accumulating this one? Is SHOGGOTH maybe hitting a support area? And we can click in here and say, okay, yeah, it's just one smart money wallet that's accumulating over the last 24 hours, but they bought a lot, right? That's high conviction. That's an important signal to us. And here over the last 7 days, here's the ones that are buying. And you can compare this, of course, also to how many are selling. So you could just maybe look at the first 3 here, say, that's what, 130, 140K versus, this is probably more, right? This is a lot more like 200K. So when you see this imbalance where there's more sells than buys, and that means price is probably coming down, and that's what we're seeing currently. But if we look at the daily chart, I think it's clear that it has found a bottom possibly right here. Let me see if it'll show the market cap. Sometimes it won't. Yeah, there we go. I like looking at market cap more. It's just an easier metric to look at. So it made it down to 21 million. This is an equal high. It's not actually a higher high yet. It's equal to this one. So, there's still a chance it could come back down. Maybe this is the range that it's going to work in. Maybe it's just going to kind of go between this range for a little bit, possibly push back down. That's a decent volume candle there, though. I would say it's probably not going to dip under 20 million, but if it does, you'd want to watch for this area right here, 13 million. And then if it is, if it was to get above 46 million here and close a daily candle above, then it could be ready to move higher. But anyway, this is kind of how you would go about determining if you want to get in something like this or not. I'm not in it currently. All right, let's look at some signals here. So these are like daily signals that you can look at. You can sort by, if you want to look at Ethereum, maybe you want to look at Solana. I prefer Ethereum in this case just because ETH is going to have its day, when things start pushing back up. And what happens when ETH pushes up? All of the ETH tokens, the altcoins do as well. So let's just see if we can find what, what smart money. Let's just switch to smart money here. We'll look and see what smart money is buying in the ETH chain. Still seems like smart money is taking profits, to stables. It's 18 times the recent volume average. So, it doesn't seem like the bottom's in just yet for Bitcoin or alts, but I do suspect it'll happen over the next couple of weeks. Let's see here. So what we're looking for, anytime you see smart money sent this amount of money, that means that they are selling. They're sending it from their wallet to the exchange and selling. What we want to see is received, like this right here. So, in this case, them receiving USDT means that they're actually taking profits. So we're seeing a lot of information here that's telling us that people are still taking profits and not accumulating much yet. However, we looked at Cult in one of the recent videos, right? And let's look at it again because it does look like there is some more accumulation in this one. Let me just see if there's anything else. I want to bring up any other ones that might be showing up. Let me switch to, let's see, we can look at top balances change. That's one thing we can look at that might help us. It's probably going to filter out the stable coins as well to where we don't have to look at that information. Hang on one second. Just trying to fix something. Okay. Let's see if we can find any big average change. Here's a low cap. What is that, 20 times? No, 200. Yeah, 200 times the daily average. So verse may be one we want to look at. And we have to look at it more closely because, you know, sometimes this could just be somebody moving money from one wallet to the other one. And it looks like a buy and it's not actually a buy. So we do have to kind of, you know, research that a little bit. Trying to find, let's see, QRDO, that's not one. I'm trying to find, okay, DEVVE, here's one that some people know. Okay, let's look at that one. That's one we actually track in our long-term plays as well. Here's TITANX, that's a good one. That one showed up in our alerts as well. Okay, so that's 3 good ones there. Let's switch to fresh wallets maybe. So top balance has changed that we just looked at. That's basically people that already own this token that are accumulating more, and that's a conviction sign, right? So let's look at fresh wallets and just see if there's anything else. Let's see, there's ZK, people may be accumulating that one. Market cap's 100 million, not bad. I mean, I guess we could look at it. Here's Render. I know some of you might be interested in this one. It's a higher, let's see, it's a higher market cap, and I just got a signal that this one didn't work out. Was it this one I bought? Yeah, so remember how I was talking, where did I buy this one at? I must have bought it a little bit higher. I had a stop loss set, so my stop loss kicked in. So this is an example where, you know, the buy signal happened on MACD, but it didn't happen on Bollinger just yet. But see how this is tightening? I think there is gonna be a move soon. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but if you were to get a close above that Bollinger Band, then it would tell you, hey, you know, this might be a really good signal, and it might push it up pretty good, but not currently seeing it just yet. I think I'll just put an alert here, if it'll alert me. I don't know if it will or not. I don't know if you can set alerts on this. I think you can, but I don't know where they're at. I'll just check back on it here in a second. So this is some really good stuff we're looking at here where, you know, Render is 18 times the recent average. We'll look at that one. I'm not big on looking at huge market caps that are over $1 billion, but you know, just for the sake of looking at a higher cap token that a lot of people are interested in, I will look at this one. There's Beam too. Let's see what it's doing. Yeah, it's up. So I think it's pretty clear that people, you know, smart money or retail is accumulating, and we will look a little bit more closely at that. So before we get into these tokens, let's go to, what do we want to look at now? Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to think of where I want to look. So we looked at this already. Here's our top tokens that smart money is trading. I mean, Nansen has so many things that you can use. You almost just have to pick and choose what it is because there's so much information here. You just have to figure out what's best for you. So let's look at, I don't know, let's look at large caps here, and we'll see what smart money is currently holding. Virtual has been massive. You know, it's already made a pretty big move though, so has Pingu, although I know that one came down some. I'm just not so interested in high market caps, but you know, PEPE, that's another one that will probably get going again. Uni, you got Aave, Ondo, here's Beam again. We were just looking at GRT is a good option. What else? I mean, Link, Arrow, you know, all these are really well-known tokens, of course, but this will kind of, there's Render again. This will kind of give you an idea. Here's WIF, Gala, Floki, SHIB. So these are the older tokens that probably won't breach their all-time high in some cases. Some of them could, but these are what some people would consider safer plays. And if that's what you're looking for, then maybe these are ones you'd want to look at. And Wild may be one we want to look at here because it has, let's see, I just want to look at balance change over the last 24 hours. So ETH, people are definitely accumulating ETH as well as this dip happens. Mantra DAO, you know, so maybe this gives you some information that you need to look at tokens that you want to look at, but you can also look at things that I prefer, which is like microcaps. Let's see, I'm trying to, okay, USA Coin's one we got in recently. I'm just trying to find some that might help you here. Maybe we need to step up one to small caps. Trench AI, that was a popular one recently. Let's go up to mid caps. So mid caps are anything from 50 million to $1 billion. Yeah, so here's ID, ARC, that one's been huge. RSC, some people like that one. Okay, so I think let's just look at these current tokens that we brought up. And let me just think if there's anything else I want to show you on this. I mean, another thing you can look at is trending on Nansen. Yeah, so this could be your workflow that you want to work through. And let me check this chart one more time. I'll bring it over here. Okay, we're getting close to maybe a close above. So this could have been a fake out right here, but there's no indication yet that we're above the Bollinger Band. All right, so this sorts it by free users, pioneer users, professional. So professional users pay a lot more. They are going to add more features for pro users, but there's not much difference between a pioneer and a pro. So, you know, this is where you'd want to start. What you could look at is, usually when you want to look at the rank change, because this is going to tell you what people are looking at currently. And, you know, SWARMS has already made its move. People are probably looking to get in because they saw it make such a big move. But you probably want to look at things that have been consolidating longer, like Fartcoin, or AIT is fairly new, but let's see if we can, Maneki might be one, Griffin, Citadel. I mean, a lot of these are newer tokens, actually. And then you can also sort by 24-hour. I don't use this as much, but notice here on professional users how the rank change on PEPE changed. So we could look at that one. I know a lot of you are probably interested in that one as well. We played every single one of these four, and this one, and SWARMS, and ELIZA. So there's a lot of these tokens that we found through Nansen on our Discord, through our alert bot. And, you know, you can see when you use Nansen yourself that you can find, you know, plays like this easily. Doesn't guarantee they're going to go up, but, you know, here's free users. They're interested in WIF as well, and we can look at WIF. But just remember, these higher market cap tokens, you know, they're not going to move as much as like tokens that are between, I don't know, 1 million to what? Well, 1 million to 1 billion, let's say. You know, low caps, small caps, mid caps. So if you're looking for really big returns, those are the ones you probably have to look at. But if you're looking for safety, you know, a project that is established, then, you know, Render might be the place that you want to look as an example. I'm not in this one, by the way. But we can see what, let's see, over the last 7 days, here's a smart money. They didn't buy much of it, though. And this one actually sold a lot of it. So there's not, you're usually not going to see a lot of smart money jumping into these higher market cap plays. But there are some top 100 leaderboard, you know, holders that aren't considered smart money from Nansen just yet, but they might be within the next couple of months once the market, you know, starts heating up because their profits are so high. So you definitely got some what would you call it, high conviction plays here. I mean, here's a person that has 340,000 worth of it, and they're top 100 on the Vanry leaderboard. So in a way, these are smart money. They just don't have the tag yet. And then if you look at the daily chart and just see overall what the chart looks like, you can see that, I mean, I don't even have to draw a line here, right? You can kind of see it, how this is where support was. It lost support, it got back above it, and now it's support again. So you can see why people might be accumulating in this area, right? All right. Yeah, so that's Render, and we can look deeper into the money here and see, are any smart money wallets accumulating? Not really, it's pretty much sideways. You can see who's holding it. This information will also be useful for you to find the top of the market. If you start seeing a lot of red here on a high market cap like Render, you know, a lot of people taking profits, especially funds like Borderless Capital here or Kinetic Capital. If you see them start to take profits, then, you know, it could mean that the market top is coming in. It's not an absolute guarantee, of course, but that would be actionable info for you. And you can go in here and see who holds the most of Render. A lot of this is going to be Render's wallets itself, but then you'll start getting down in here, you know, token millionaires. You'll start seeing some funds that hold it and that sort of thing. Okay, let's move to the next one. And there we go, look at that, perfect. I didn't check it quick enough, did I? So it turns out that this actually was a really good signal from the MACD. It got you in early. And I wanted to show you this in real time, that it works. Am I getting lucky? Maybe. But this was your signal. As soon as this candle closed above the Bollinger Band, and then you would have made already if you had taken that play. Where's it at? It got up to here. So that's about a 50% move. And we saw that in just a few minutes, right? So how did I determine this? Well, we talked about, number one, it was in Nansen. Smart Money was interested in it. Number two, it showed up in our signals on the Discord channel, so I knew to watch for it. Number three, we were talking about support areas to watch for. It didn't quite get down here. It still could, I don't know. Maybe this still turns down one more time. Sometimes these can just go sideways for a bit, like we were showing on PAPERCLIPS earlier. And then eventually it really pops off and starts moving much more. I mean, you can imagine people that bought a lot down here, they were selling up here. So there's a lot of sell pressure. And now, maybe there aren't as many eyes on this project, and then eyes start coming back to it. And people are seeing that it's a good discount, and then they want to jump in. This could be like a bull flag that's forming on a much lower time frame, but it's impossible to tell right now. There's not enough information yet. You don't want to go too far down on your time frames. I wonder if this thing kept any of my position at all. I really wish that stop loss hadn't gone through on my position on this. I bet it sold the whole thing. Yeah, it did. That happens sometimes. Okay, so this could just be a breakout and a retest, and if you get above 450K or whatever this is, then it's probably going to this one eventually. So sorry for the sidetrack on that. I didn't want to get sidetracked on it, but let's talk about Beam now. This is another one we brought up. It's a higher cap token. It's 1.47 billion. Nansen has some other information here. They are going to be adding more information to this in the future. Like, you can read about the project here, but also they're going to add like Twitter links and stuff like that to make it easy for you to have everything in one place. So Beam is a big one for gaming. I believe that's what it does. And let's see, over the last 7 days, we've got one big buy, solid conviction. There's no selling currently anyway. And then you look at the chart. Yeah, it's had a nice uptrend. And then it had a, because it was getting up here into resistance, it's having a pullback. But that tends to happen, right? And then if we look at areas that it could find a bounce, it would be somewhere in here, which it kind of already did, didn't it? And this would be the lower area that it could touch, which that wick almost hit it. I mean, I'm not really paying much attention to the exact wicks, but you can see how this is resistance coming back up. So if it resists here, if it rejects here, it's probably coming back here at minimum. But overall, this looks really good. I suspect that it'll have a breakout above all-time high before it's all said and done. And then same thing, we can go into Smart Money. It's kind of sideways. There was a lot of profit taking over the last 30 days by some people. You've got quite a few wallets, 10 wallets at least, that are holding it and holding strong. There is a P&L leaderboard, so you can find wallets that were profitable with this one over time. Although it's being a little bit slow opening up, so we'll skip that. Okay, so let's move on to the next one, which is WorldCoin. Same thing, kind of sideways. I mean, you're seeing this a lot with ETH tokens because they really haven't had their chance to move up much just yet. And many of them that did move are pulling back currently. Like Sensi, for example. This one. Yeah, we found this one way down here. We did a 10x move out of it, took some profits. This box, I suspect, is the place to buy. So this is the place that would be a good value. I can't say for sure that it's going to hold TP1, but it could. But it likely needs some time to consolidate because it had such a big move up so quickly. And so a lot of people are going to take profits that bought way down here. All right. So Beam, yeah, let's move on. Oh yeah, we were talking about WorldCoin. Yeah, there's a ton of money in this one. This fund holds a lot of it, actually. And sometimes this can be bad in a way, because if you got a fund that has multiple wallets holding multi-millions of dollars, when they get ready to sell on you, I mean, it could drop the price fast, couldn't it? So just kind of watch out for things like that on tokens that you enter. Here's PEPE over the last 7 days. We've got a couple of people buying. One bought 100K worth. A lot of selling as well, though. I wonder, though, this one's almost 1 million. Maybe they were just moving. We can see here, we can kind of dig deeper and see if it's just them moving things around to different wallets. And sometimes if they have a lot of transactions, this can take a little while to load up. It's probably the case here. Well, there we go. Okay. Just wondering if it was going to load. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. So they moved it to, yeah, so they moved it to their DEX trading bot and sold it, I guess. I know they sold it here because that's Uniswap. So yeah, they've been taking profits on this for sure. It's not just moving money around. I mean, there's still a chance this could come down one more time. We'll just have to see, but you know, it had a really big move here, kind of like Cincy did, you know, big move, and just needs some time to consolidate. Here is WIF. You know, WIF almost looks identical to the price action, current price action of PEPE. Let's see what the smart money's doing if they're buying. Okay, so one did sell a lot of it. Yeah, so it's kind of down right now. It doesn't look too interesting. But I would imagine this is going to get moving again because, you know, a lot of people know about this one. It's high profile. And then if you just look at the chart and kind of get an idea, you always want to zoom out. I would prefer something like a weekly chart usually, but you know, this one's been consolidating for a long time after a big move. But it is hitting some support levels, so that's probably why. Well, you know what? There's no smart money buying over the last 7 days. There's been a lot of selling though. Yeah, it could find some support down here around 150 or where it's at currently. SHOGGOTH, this is a newer, we talked about it once already, it looks like, because I had lines on it. So it looks like last 7 days, yeah, there's many people buying it, or no, many people selling it. Oh, this was the one we talked about, yeah. So there's more sells than buys currently. So I was thinking, you know, maybe it'll dip one more time, we'll see. Milady Cult coin, this one has been accumulated a lot recently. I've been watching it show up on alerts in our Discord. Yeah, there's hardly any smart money selling it right now. It's all buys. Is there anybody selling? Okay, so over the last 7 days, there's been some selling. But over the last 24 hours, it's just accumulation. So if we look at the daily chart on Colt, 24-hour net flows are over 200K. Yeah, I mean, I could see this being a bottom possibly, but it needs more volume. So it's down, what, about 4 times, 3 or 4 times from the high. So yeah, I mean, see that right there. Since December 7th, there's been an increase in, what was it before? Why is this not showing me? Anyway, there was an increase, a large increase actually. Is this a new token? I wonder if this launched. Did this launch on the 7th? Well, regardless, you know, there's 55 smart money wallets holding it, and they're accumulating. It's clear. So maybe did it have a first pump at all? Oh yeah, this is a new token, isn't it? Okay. I thought there was an older one. So it didn't even have a pump at first. It just went straight down, if this is the full chart anyway. I mean, I guess it had a small pump maybe. But yeah, I mean, people might be buying here thinking that it's going to pump back up at least to 005, 006, and maybe capture a 3 to 3x or so on it. But, it could keep going up from there. I'm just saying that's the first area of resistance from what it looks like to me there. Here's Verse. I don't know much about this token. I've never heard of it. I don't think. Launched 2022. There's not any smart money buying. So this must be retail that it's buying. Yeah, there's not any smart money interested in this, so I'm probably not interested in it, meaning that it likely doesn't have enough eyes on it currently. Here is DEVVE. I guess I'm saying it right. Over last 7 days, 8,000 bought, 1,000 sold, so there's more interest in it than not. There is a lot of volume coming in, actually. Well, back here it was anyway. So, it could still push up here to like $1.20 to $1.50. I don't know if it needs a rest here more or not, or if it's ready to move up. If it gets over $1, it'll move up again. But this could be, I know it's one that's in our Discord group as a longer term hold, and some people are already in it from down here. So maybe even down, might be some people that got in very early down there. So yeah, one you might want to consider if you want a lower cap. TITANX is one we already made profit on. Let me see if I can find the chart on it. Here it is. Yeah, so we bought, I think either here, I think it was somewhere in here on this breakout, and we made like a 3 or 4x and took some profit up here. I do have a link to this Engineering Robo AI indicator package. If you're interested in that, it's down below. You can get a 7-day free trial. But there's, it makes it easy for you if you're a busy person, you just look each day and see if there's a buy or sell signal, and there's nothing else you have to do, just enter or exit, because it is about 88% accurate on a daily chart. Yeah, so we were looking for a dip into this box. It barely dipped into it. So you would have made a little bit of a profit here if you were watching our Discord. It could dip back into it, I don't know, but it's bullish above this line that I've drawn here. So as long as it's above this line, it's bullish. And I suspect it will get going again, but here's what we're looking at. Last 24 hours, nothing. So it must be retail buying this, not smart money. Let's see. Yeah, it's kind of flat. There are a couple holding it though. And it's the 77% win rate wallet, so they're a good wallet. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I mean, I showed you the chart, so we don't have to look at that again, but last 24 hours, there are some big conviction buys here, so. Yeah, you can see all the win rate of all these accounts to see if it's an account that you want to follow. Usually I just follow Smart Money though, only the ones that are tagged Smart Money by Nansen. Okay, so that's in Titan, and we'll look at this last one. So remember, these are like longer holds. Maybe there's some longer holds that you want to consider. Here's ZK. I don't really like the, well, wait, this is an hourly chart. Let's see what the daily looks like first. Yeah, I mean, that's a nice breakout there. It had a really good move. What, a 2x almost? Yeah, it's about a 2x move. I don't know anything about this project either, though, and there's no smart money buying. But there are smart money holdings, so that's good. Yeah, this doesn't look bad at all. It's kind of flat a little bit, but somebody's accumulating for sure. You know, one of these smart money wallets is accumulating, and you would be able to tell. Well, right here, it's one of these three wallets that's been accumulating the most. I guess it'd be this one. Oh, that's a fund, okay. So you can actually open up Wallet Profiler for token right here and go in here and see they've just been accumulating all along the bottom here, and then all of a sudden price took off. So yeah, this may be one you want to consider, because this fund, what do they have? Oh, it doesn't show their win rate. Yeah, 117 market cap. Looks okay. Let's see, is this one? No, was it Can that I was watching? Yeah. So it had a fake out. I'm just going to end with this because we were looking at this chart throughout the whole video. So it had a fake out up, right back down. If it gets back up again above this Bollinger Band midline, then it might be a good buy, especially if this gets above the midline right here and crosses back up. Okay, we're going to end it there. I know this one was longer. Appreciate you staying for the whole thing. We'll keep doing these. If you enjoyed them, post a comment below, hit the like, and let me know if there's something specific that you want to look at, and we'll look at it next time. All right, y'all have a good holiday. Thank you.